my name is Jess. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, thank you. I just cut this open, but then I got super blurry, so we're starting again. So today's community from Adagio is Decaf Mango. Let's see if I stay super blurry this time. Nope, there we go. And I'm sorry, there's a little glare from my lamp in the other room. It must be kind of bouncing off of the ceiling, my glossy ceiling. I'm supposed to use matte on the ceiling, but I used gloss. Oh, it smells very mango-y. Actually, I don't know if it smells mango-y. Yeah, no, it does. It smells very fruity. So this looks like a decaf tea with a few little yellow leaves in it. I'm going to pop that in my yellow teapot. So I love decaf teas like this. Like I've said, I like rooibos, but I'd much rather have a decaf. This is decaf Ceylon, apple pieces, natural mango flavor, mango pieces, marigold flowers. I wonder why they use marigold flowers in everything. I wonder if it just makes it a little bit sweeter. I don't know. So there's one more thing in here. Oh, trace caffeine is what it says. I was trying to figure out what the trace word was. This has a little bit of caffeine because it's a decaf, but this is at 212 for 3 minutes, and I'm excited to try it. Last night, one of my favorite wine stores had a wine tasting, and I went to that, and it was all local wines, which was nice, and I got to meet some of the winemakers, which was lovely. It was really nice, and it's right near where I have rehearsal on Thursday nights. So I went to that and then sat in my car a little bit so that I didn't have as much alcohol in my system. I went early so I could do that, so I could have it. It wasn't actually. It probably ended up being maybe 1 glass of wine, but I'm little. I'm 5'2", so I'm pretty careful about not driving when I'm inebriated at all. I have a history doing substance abuse counseling, so I'm very, very careful with that kind of stuff. But I went there, tasted a few wines, went over to my rehearsal around the corner, had a fun rehearsal, and then came home and had 3 sessions first thing this morning. It was busy. 3 back-to-back sessions is exhausting. I know people do it all the time, but for me it's just emotionally kind of draining. And then I got to have some lunch and go climbing with my husband, which was kind of a date for us to go climbing. We get to talk and see how our days are going. And we're actually going on a real date tonight, which we haven't gotten to do in ages. So I booked us a nice restaurant that's close. So we love to be able to go to a fancy restaurant that we can walk to and walk home. And luckily we live in a part of town where that's an option. So there are probably better restaurants around that are not within walking distance, but if we have the option to walk, we always like that. And it's actually warmer today, so it's a high of, I think it got up to like 72 today, which was lovely because it's been so chilly. All right, I'm going to pour this into my clear glass. Oh, it's not very dark, actually. Oh, it's getting darker. Okay. And I'm going to pour the rest into my regular glass so that it doesn't oversteep. It's interesting. I work with some clients that have some health conditions where they actually need caffeine, and so they have to start drinking tea now. So I've had to give some tea recommendations recently, also just for stress reduction. I have some clients who are interested in tea, so I've been talking about tea in sessions too. This does not have much of a smell. It smells more like tea than mango. It has a slight mango taste. There used to be a tea. I wonder if I can remember it. This actually has a really beautiful burnt caramel color, but I'm going to pour it into my big teacup because I don't know. The glasses I think hold the smell of dishwasher detergent more than this does, more than the ceramic. So I don't remember the brand, but there was a brand that I could get. They used to have it at Crabtree and Evelyn, I think was what it was called, which was like a body soap cream kind of body shop sort of store, old one. I think they may be still around. I don't know if they've gone out of business. I don't shop much, and I definitely don't go to malls, so I don't really know what stores are out there anymore. So, but Crabtree and Evelyn they sold certain teas. They weren't their teas, I don't think. It was just a brand of tea that they happened to sell there. And they had a mango tea that was amazing, that I loved, that I would like. It's funny because I lived in Connecticut. I lived in Connecticut for a while, worked as an employee assistance counselor, and I lived right near the casinos. And I don't really have an issue with gambling. I don't mind going and mostly sitting with other people while they play the slots. I don't mind playing the slots every once in a while, but it's more for fun than thinking I'm actually going to win any money. And because I live close to the casinos, and because I would go every once in a while, so I would go to the casinos. The casinos in Connecticut are huge. So I would use them like the gym. And I started doing that when my son was really little too. I used to like go to the mall and just walk the mall with him as the gym when it was cold. So I would go to the casinos and I would do laps around the casinos. I think one lap around the casino was a mile. I had it kind of mapped out. So then I started getting like casino. It was funny because at the time it didn't seem ironic to me, but I would get free bear claws, a coffee and a bear claw. I think like every day of the week I could get a free coffee and a bear claw because I had a casino card. So I would totally negate my walk by going and getting, I wouldn't do it all the time, but a couple of times a week I would go walk the casino and get a coffee and a bear claw. Yeah, the irony was lost on me at that time. And occasionally I would play their video blackjack because my dad is a mathematician, and my dad had actually printed out the odds for blackjack, when you hit and when you don't statistically. And so I actually had that. So it took all of the like guessing out of it. It's like if you have this, you hit. If you have less than that, more than this, you don't hit. Like so, and I would win $20. And honestly, if I would play $10 at a time. I wouldn't play more than $10. And if I went up to $20, I would take it and go home. The only time I really won money, I was up $400 by the time we moved away from Connecticut because I just wouldn't. I would play $10, and if I lost it, I lost it. And so I would count that against anything I won. So I was actually up $400. But the main way I won it was you could take a Chinatown bus from the casinos to Chinatown in New York for $10. And my husband had to go to New York pretty regularly. So because we lived so close to the casinos, it made a lot more sense. We would go up to the casinos. He would take the Chinatown bus to New York, do what he needed to do in New York for the weekend or something, and take the Chinatown bus back. Well, when you would get off the Chinatown bus at the casino, they would give you like $100 worth of casino coupons. You could only use them on table games. And so he was not a gambler at all. He never went in the casino. He would come to the car where I was sitting in the parking lot. He would hand me the ticket. I think it was like just for straight, or it might have been a couple 20s, but I think it was like I think it was $100, just like one ticket. And I would go into usually like Wheel of Fortune, just like whatever was right there when you walked in the door that you didn't have to know anything about to actually play. Because he's waiting in the car for me, so I didn't want to be there long. And I would put like all the money on black or red or whatever it was. I can't even remember. And I won. I won a couple of times. You can't just take the tickets and cash out. You have to play them. So I won $200 once, and I won, it may not have been $100. It may have been like 50 or even less, actually. It might have been $20, and then I got times 10 when I won. Normally I just lost it, and then I left, and I went back to the car. But yeah, at least once I won $200. I think I won $100 here and there. So that's the only time I actually won money at the casino, when I was like running it, and then I would cash it out immediately. And I think they were kind of sad because they expect you're going to be there all day because you've just taken a bus in. They don't expect you're going to play that $20 and then leave. So, but it worked for us, so we did that for a while. So that's about all that's going on here. I've been watching, yesterday I watched Kara and Nate's new travel vlog about Iceland, which is a place I've not been. I'm intrigued by Iceland, but man, it looked cold. I'm not a fan of cold. I've been to Norway and Sweden, which I know is also very cold, but I was there in the summer. And there was just lots of sunlight, and it was beautiful. But I don't know that I could do the cold like that. So I watched that, and then today, Poverty to Paradise put out 2 videos. Midlife Cruising put out a video about, I think, their time in Sevilla in Spain. And then Living Life on a Cruise also put out a video about Sevilla or Seville. And so I watched those while I ate breakfast and lunch today, and while I relaxed a little bit in between clients and gym. So then I meditated and picked up my son and took a hot bath. Oh, it was lovely. There's also, I went in the steam room at the climbing gym. I have exercise-induced asthma, so I love climbing, but often when I climb a tall, like a really tall climb, I can't breathe when I get down. I really am kind of, and so it's really nice after climbing to go sit in the steam room, because I'm like, oh, this is what people who don't have asthma feel like all the time. So it's lovely. My husband and I do rope climbing because I'm very afraid of hurting myself bouldering. He was telling me a story today of a student that came back that had gone to his school, and she had to have like knee surgery because she had fallen bouldering. That really scares me. And we have a friend who's around our age who was bouldering and like broke an ankle. I don't want that. Not just for the long-term problems, but like I don't want to be out of commission and not able to exercise for a month or 2. I hurt this shoulder climbing once, and it's never healed right because I wouldn't give it the time it needed to really heal. So that's what's going on with me. I hope you are all doing well, and I will hopefully talk to you tomorrow. Bye.